our head of construction, his name's Ed. We were sitting there and he's just like, God, I just wish if we had more land in Inglewood, this would just be an unbelievable home run deal. And it got my wheels turning and I was like, what can we do here? And so it's only about 15 minutes from our corporate office. So I actually got in my car and I drove over there. And I'm not kidding, it's like on the same street as the Clippers Stadium right there, Intuit Dome. And then one street over is SoFi. And so I drove by the site in the dark, like right after work, and I noticed there were two homes on the west side of the property, or like northwest side. And I was like, that's interesting because I know the zoning is the same. And so I got back to work the next morning and you know how on Google Maps you can look through time at a site. And so you can Google a property and then you can go through like, what did the live view of the street view of this look like at 2020, 2021, et cetera. So I did that and I saw a for sale sign outside of one of the residences. And I found a phone number on the for sale sign. And I called the agent, and it was a local real estate agent from Inglewood. And I said, hey, I noticed that you had this listed about a year and a half ago. What's the deal? And he said, oh, it's so interesting. Like, the owner didn't want to sell it until the Intuit Dome opened. And I said, well, good news. The Intuit Dome is open. And so he said, you know what? That's super interesting. Let me call him. And so it was someone who had lived at the home for decades. His kids were raised there. And we ended up working out a deal with him. And I ran into Brett's office and talked to him about it. And he's like, yeah, if we can grow the size of the parcel, like we could build a much, much bigger building there. And so we both got very excited and then ended up buying the house next door too.